Hi, my name is Maggie Jusil, and I am an associate member of the Piano Technicians Guild. I've been tuning for 10 years and have been tying knots in piano wire for almost as long. One thing I've learned is that not all wire is tieable. Some of it is just too old and brittle. To help avoid brittleness in new wire, I use round nose pliers because I suspect a hard bend in the wire used for a knot may weaken it and cause it to break needlessly. That being said, I am going to show you how I tie a square knot in piano wire.
You grab the wire about a ½ inch in and turn it around, bend it until it's just past parallel to itself. So about there. Then the end you grab and you bend up just the end at about 45 degrees or so. Make sure you keep a little gap here. I got that too close. There we go. Then with your repair wire, if it were facing the same direction, you want to bend it the opposite way. So coming from this way, this one you bent to the left, this one we're going to bend to the right. Same thing, just a little past parallel. So if the free ends are on the opposite sides, you bend it up. If they're on the same side, you bend it down. So that's what it looks like. The beauty of this is you can have both ends captive and still tie your knot. Set the main part of the wire into the angled end of each wire. And then when you draw the wires apart, you can see that, you're going to guide the free ends through the angled ends, and as you tighten it, it will form your square knot. I'm going to take this apart and show that again. So with the angled ends facing away from each other, you put the main part of the wire into those dips, into the angled ends. As you pull apart, you guide the free ends through that same angled end. And then as you tighten it, you end up with a square knot. As you tighten this, the things you need to be careful about, these are a little bit longer than on a traditional knot, and if you get them too short, the knot just comes undone as you tighten it, so you have to leave them a little bit long. You can experiment with it to see how long you can leave them, but you can trim them. Once this knot is tight, you can loosen it and trim them as needed, but the main thing when you're tightening it, trim them if you need to ahead of time to a point, because you don't want these loose ends catching on things like felt or other wires. That can be a problem. That's one of the drawbacks to this wire. Very easy to tie, but that's one disadvantage you have to be careful with. If you are in a situation where you don't have room for these ends, a traditional knot might be better. Also possible is half of this knot and half of a traditional knot. That makes it very easy with only one long end. And that is how I tie a knot.